touchbacks and one kick go out of bounds. So Barth gets us started here on Thursday night. And yet again, the Packers will begin with the touchback. Snap out of the gun. It's Montgomery with a quick 5 into the heart of that Bears defense. 2nd and 5, Green Bay from the 30. And a second straight running play and a little hesitation that helped open things up to get him within a yard. 3rd and 1. And again, 3rd straight time and a cutback move for the first. Catches in that game. That's when he was really kind of adjusting to running back. On 1st down to throw. It's Cobb with a good snag, but the ball comes out. Was it a catch? Ball still down on the ground.
I didn't hear that call. What did he say?
We got to get...
he must have said it was
John
first down and he was down. Let's see if he's down.
He is down. 1st and 10 from the 49. Back to Montgomery. And he burst up the middle and spins for another first. Down to the Chicago 40, establishing a presence on the ground here at the start. Now operating at the Chicago 40. It's working and they stay with it. Slips through an ankle tackle and goes out of bounds after a pickup of 4. So in the backfield now is Randall Cobb on 2nd and 5 as they look at Montgomery. Makes the catch and off balance, regains the balance and traction down to the 31. Getting back out of BYU now behind Rodgers. They fake to him on 3rd and 1 and wide open. That's Bennett down to the 5. Martellus Bennett. So 4 wides on 1st and goal. Toss over the head of Davante Adams. The toss, Adams. Adams busts across for the touchdown.
Rodgers can hand it off or throw it. He says, nope, I'm throwing it. I see Acha or Floyd on the blitz and just right in the way of Callahan and Cooper and made that play a simple throw catch.
That first ever meeting between the two, and now here we go with a touchdown on the board for Green Bay. Thompson takes the touchback. Coming now for the Bears. It'll be a fake handoff to Howard and Glennon, and the ball pops out. Bouncing around at the 5, and Green Bay has the recovery with Jake Ryan.
See Matthews off the edge right here. He's coming off the edge, and Sims can't block him one-on-one. 5-man rush, hug rush.
Handoff. Williams. And maybe got near the 1. Rodgers to the right side.
Play action.
Yep, and Rodgers looking in zone and too steep for Bennett. No doubt. 3rd and goal. Empty backfield, end zone open. Touchdown, Randall Cobb.
Puts him off. Cobb goes out and then comes right back under. It's almost like a pick route. I'm coming out to pick him. And Callahan bought it and he just comes back under. Great design. Even better route. You don't want to get too cute. You play action. You're a running team. I know. I understand what you're trying to do for a big play to open the game, but they're regretting that now.
That's Thompson. And finally runs into a couple of Packers out across the 25. It's the other way around.
Exactly. That's why they did it.
Yep.
You'd almost say it's good coaching, Jim.
And a handoff to Howard right into the arms of Matthews. No gain. 2 touchdowns.
They're definitely going to stay with that mentality. They don't have any options.
As Howard goes out to
Ball's
the 30
out.
and another fumble. Another fumble, and Clinton Dix has the football.
On the field as a runner was down by contact. 3rd down.
Rushing 5. Glennon finds the open man, and that's Kendall Wright, the former Titan, with a 1st down out to the 46. He came into the league as a 1st-round pick and snap that was wide of the mark. Glennon throwing again, and he's got another connection with a flag down.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense, that penalty is declined. personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 21. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the catch, automatic, first down.
Little assistance getting off the field. The penalty brings it all the way to the Green Bay 25. Howard set back for a loss of 4. Randall on him. Oh, look at this ball.
Oh, no.
Falling on again by Green Bay. Martinez with the recovery. Out of the gun. Going deep and out of bounds.
Do it again. That's where they got in trouble.
2nd and 10. Good stuff, Tony, as they go with Williams out to about the 28.
For safety. That's a big loss for him.
3rd and 7 and a whistle.
That'll be a false start. Martellus.
Full start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Run the football.
3rd and 12. Rolling, Rodgers. On the run, open.
Oh, he dropped it.
He did not hold on to it. Right you are, Nelson. For the first time is Justin Vogel. Punts it away for the Packers.
I hope he returns this because he's electric.
Stays clear of it, and the Packers are able to change field position. There's his first touch. Short side of the field, and all Packers in the area, and he's bumped out. 2-yard loss. Ends on 2nd and 11. And a poor throw, but it wouldn't have mustered much with Morgan Burnett in the area.
4-man rush. Watch Clay Matthews running around.
On 3rd and 11. Underneath. Just across the 20 for Howard.
It's the system, so they just got to get easier throws to the wide receivers, and they're not getting them. And for whatever reason, I think that they're going to be thinking about the other guy, whether it's right or wrong.
There's Davis. And there's a flag out as O'Donnell booted it.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 28. 10-yard penalty, first down.
We 19!
Back at the 15 now with Williams for just 2.
You got me a couple times.
He did say, I hope quarterbacks figure out our defense after the snap, not before it, as he's been doing all season long. And there is a little toss. Allison has come into the game. Pressure and down at the 10.
Rodgers is going to get tattooed at some point.
2nd sack of the season for McPhee. Vogel coming off a 62-yard punt.
Uh-oh, get out! Oh, no!
Ball falling on. Still in the pile. It looked like it hit Deion Bush. Bryce with the recovery.
The ruling on the field was a touching by the kicking team. The ball we placed at the first spot of touching, first down. Green Bay is challenging the ruling on the field.
Again, that is Deion Bush, who had his back turned to the football.
Okay, now pause this right. Now watch this right here, this next roll.
The ruling on the field stands as called. Green Bay will be charged a timeout, and that is their first challenge of the evening.
There's Howard. Off the left side for 3.
This guy always finishes downhill. Keep watching as the game goes on. There's a running back. Some sort of option route.
2nd and 7. They fake the end around with him and go right up the middle, and Howard has a first down.
Time.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Football. Here we go.
That was quick. Here we
Yeah,
go.
just a little break in the action. And to start, 2nd and 7. Flags out and whistles as well.
Encroachment, defense number 94. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So instead of a 2nd and 7, just a chance to do something on 2nd and 2. It's Howard who gets it. About a half-yard short into the arms of Morgan Burnett.
Show everybody, hand it off right here to the left.
Third and less than a yard. It is to the left, and the Packers close in on him and keep him short. Now I got a little decision coming here out of the long break for.
They got good running backs and they got a good offensive line. That's the strength. And this is close.
It's all doesn't matter. It's a first down.
told you that.
I didn't see that with Cohen. There he goes, darting to the outside.
Good luck tackling him.
Clinton Dix saying, where's he going? And there is a yellow marker out.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Called on the former Packers sitting. Set up a screen and Howard drops it collegiately for the Wolfpack. 2nd and 20.
False start, left tackle. 72. Leno.
Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Established.
2nd and 25. Glennon hanging in the pocket. Good protection. That's to his tight end, Deion Sims.
7-8 yards on this play.
Got the time and going deep. Pass pulled in, and then it comes out incomplete. At about the 1, O'Donnell. End over end, and fair catch by Davis at the 5. 39-yard punt is go with Williams, the running back, the rookie. Williams pushed back by a host of players, including Danny Trevathan, the former Bronco. Gain of 3. Devontae Mays, another rookie out of Utah State. 2nd and 7. Rodgers flips it to Ripkowski. And he's swung down near the 14 by Timu.
Usually he just hands us right up the middle of all the people.
And that's a first down carry. First career carry for Aaron Jones.
Gotta hand this off to the right.
Yep, and it is Jones. And he's going to take it to the left and then bust it up the middle. Nice piece of running.
Blitz up the middle and they hand it off.
It's Jones trying to get outside and he's able to around Willie Young just to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4. Got him. Rodgers. And I heard you react. You thought
Need Leonard Floyd for this defense to take that next elite level status. Drafted him high in the first round.
Yep, last year, a year ago out of Georgia. So, punt to Cohen. He slips for a moment, and now here he goes. Before it's Ripkowski making plays on special teams as well. Receiving end.
He was a great receiver.
Passes.
Chicago could use him. Here comes Howard off the edge.
And he's got a big gainer. Miles from Soldier Field, so in between the two franchises, and 1st and 10 and stuff. 6-1 first downs. They're at midfield. Inside 6 minutes to go in a first half, and they'll be now 2nd and 15.
Full start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They came into this game wanting to play a bunch of base personnel. I don't think they can anymore with the injuries.
2nd and 15. Terrible pass is picked off by Clinton Dix. And he's dragged down by Leno.
Of the head of Wheaton. Just got to bring it down.
Yeah, Marcus Wheaton was the receiver he was trying to connect with, the former Steeler running back.
319.
They fake it to him. Rodgers plants the feet. Now is able to go downfield, and it's a connection. Jordy Nelson, players slipping everywhere. If he can get it in gear, he can take it home. And he's out of bounds at about the 2. They come in with the fullback and tailback. 1st and goal at the 2. Aaron Jones. He's in for the touchdown. Running right behind Jari Evans.
Just a normal handoff. And a really good jump cut right there by Jones. And then he does the Lambeau leap. And by the way, do you know this, Jim? The Lambeau leap?
It's been outlawed everywhere.
No.
And he would have liked to have finished that off with all the way to the end zone. I'm sure he's joking about that a little bit. But it's 21-0. Handoff. Cohen. Just saying, they have a home game against Minnesota October the 9th. Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to go, and the Packers close quickly with Burnett.
Until we find out how good he really is.
Well, here's Glennon on 3rd and 10 with a blitz coming after him. Got a completion, but short of what they needed, as Wright did not have a deep enough route. He's 2 yards shy. O'Donnell with his 3rd punt. And a fair catch by Davis as he backs up the season.
He did. They're trying to be patient with him, and I like that.
There's Bennett with the catch and a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6. On the slant, should have been caught. That's Jordy Nelson. Green Bay from the 22. Pressure, and Rodgers, like he wasn't even going to trust his footing.
Out on the replay here, he's 15 yards away.
Vocal, a little pressure up the middle. Cohen slips out of the tackle. Where do you go now? Gets away from Ryan and then somersaults down at the 28.
Something easy, something quick, get the ball out of your hand.
Rushing 4, and it is out of his hands to Thompson. Nice move to pick up a first and go out of bounds.
15 yards, you have a shot to score. You're going to get a 5-man rush right here by Green Bay. Let go.
They protect him in the pass. Again, we have another player slipping.
And here you go, you got to get this snapped.
2 seconds on the play clock. They do. 2nd and 10, down the middle, and to the tight end, Miller with a flag out.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face, defense number 27. That 5-yard penalty will be declined. Result of the play, first down.
And points are more big for him than anybody at this point.
Here's the blitz. He's back to Miller again, and he's able to get free. Look at him go. Inside the 20 and down to the 13.
The clock's getting a little bit of an issue, but I like being patient.
Going to Cohen. There he is.
Timeout.
Packers.
Timeout, Chicago.
All over him. Gain of 2.
2, soft drop out by the middle linebacker, right to the goal line.
Lennon, complete. Cohen.
Timeout.
Down to the 4.
Timeout.
4.
Coming after him with everybody.
That's Wheaton at the bottom. He's looking that way. He's going to him, and he's got it. That's actually Kendall Wright who came around and got that ball.
Happy for him because I tell you, they just had a really bad start to this game, and Randall just lets him run right away from him.
First touchdown catch of the season. And the extra point is good by Connor Barth.
He wants to just see it, and if he lets it go, he's pretty good.
And Janice says no thank you, and we'll have...
He's not competitive, is he?
Nope. And they were, by the way, they were down last Sunday.
You turn the ball over on first down with a 5-man rush, and then all of a sudden the ball's theirs. You don't feel comfortable continuing to just drop back and throw it.
Here's Thompson bringing it in from 3 yards deep. And maybe to the 15, that's all. There was a flag on the kickoff, and Green Bay kicking was offsides, and they're going to have the Packers re-kick.
Go 3 receivers and see what happens here for a quarter.
Different guy deep here. It's Benny Cunningham up to the 3 to take it. Remember, the first kickoff was run back almost to the 15, so they're picking up extra yardage. In fact, it's a pickup of about 13 off that offside. Will with Jones and Ripkowski, but here comes the Bears now to open up the 3rd quarter. And that running game again is stuffed by Clinton Dix, who comes up along with Kenny Clark.
At least make Green Bay honor the passing game.
Good looking pass that time. Glennon throws a strike near the 50, and it's Kendall Wright. There's another pass with Zip, and it's complete.
Dix, see if he's right.
Pass.
That's got to be a flag, doesn't it?
Looked like he was on the back. That was snap.
See what kind of cool little thing Dom Capers, cover 1.
3rd and 3. And another pass on the money to the 30, and it's Bellamy with his 2nd catch on this series.
Open it up for him.
First down, 29 of Green Bay. Ball tipped and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Slides over, completes the pass, but nothing to be found. That's Thompson.
Two-man or blitz in the middle with a couple of these guys.
Yep, here they come, Tony. Glennon stands in there, and the pass was a good one, but it's incomplete.
Holding. Offense, number 75. That penalty is declined.
Whoa.
Fourth down.
Interesting.
They declined it.
Decline it. Nope.
But that's why Mike McCarthy gets paid the big bucks, because he knows.
Aaron Jones, who had a touchdown in that second quarter, the Packers' first second quarter points of the season.
Holding. Defense, number 91. That 5-yard penalty shall be enforced from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
So that's called on Eddie Goldman. One of the first things you noticed. Slings it over to Bennett.
I really want to see Jameis Winston take that step.
2nd and 8. Gronkowski, the running back, faking to the line with him. And jumping into the air was Adams, incomplete. But that's going to bring out another flag.
Interference. Defense number 20. The ball he placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
RPO, run pass
Run
option.
pass option here.
It's a handoff to Jones. Just a couple. Expecting to see Aaron Jones tonight, but of course Jamal Williams went out after Montgomery did. 2nd and 8 in the area of Nelson, incomplete.
3rd and 8.
How you feeling?
A few times.
Quick pass. Bennett fighting for that yardage. The teammate could help him.
Oh, look at the spot.
Look at that spot. That looks like to be at least a half yard on the plus side.
That's a bad spot. I mean,
The
Green Bay's
runner's
gonna like
forward
it.
progress is stopped.
That is challengeable.
They have to challenge this. He does not get by the 32-yard line. You know, from the view that I saw it, run a play right now.
Okay, you can see he's outside of the 32 by that angle, looking right down the line.
319! 319!
Oh, there's the flag at the top of the screen.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the runner did not reach the line to gain.
I don't think there's a good chance the Bears win this.
After review, the runner was short of the line to gain. We will put the ball at the 32.5-yard line. It will be 4th down, and Chicago will not be charged a timeout for the successful challenge.
Right that way.
319!
Here you go. The bootleg pass and the first down to Nelson.
Quarterback on the field.
319!
Handoff to Jones. He's all the way down to the 22.
That position.
2nd and 4.
319!
Up the middle to Jones. And he's driving, trying to get near it. He's a yard short.
319!
3rd and 1.
Just
3rd and 1.
Yep, the handoff.
And it is Jones. He's got a hole on the outside.
319! 319!
Rodgers, quick flick and a catch and no gain.
319!
Here's a 2nd and goal. They go ground. And it's Jones getting popped a couple of times.
Extend this play if they don't blitz him.
There he is, extending the play and throwing for the touchdown to Adams. But we do have a flag. Flag back in the area.
Holding. Offense. Number 64. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
A draw. And if not, Rodgers is, yeah, it's a screen.
Up the middle screen to Adams. Ooh, he got popped in the face.
Oh my
Mouth guard comes out and they're asking for help right away.
Jim, oh no.
And a flag.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 59. Hitting a runner in the helmet area. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
319! 319 up!
Rodgers complete. Touchdown Green Bay with Jordy Nelson.
Ball, and Jordy's going to go right to the flat, and you throw it to him, and you see right there, fight through that screen with outside leverage.
Crosby's extra point delivered. possession in this third quarter. It has dragged on for a while. That's Cunningham. Boy, there was a whole lot of moving around and a good job by Cunningham.
Base defense. It's hard to run the ball on him.
2nd and 1 and Glennon. Got a completion to Thompson.
Back there.
Packers trying to rush 5, and there's the Miller, and he's brought down right away by Jones, and we're due for another flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Hours before they're going to play Cincinnati.
To talk base defense, that's what they came out and did that day. And did it again.
Oh, it's intercepted again. That's Bryce. And the Packers, who did not have an interception through the first 3 games of the season. 4 takeaways by the Packers, set up at the 42 of Chicago. Set up screen ball deflected and falls incomplete. Open underneath. 2nd and 10. And Jones churning down to about the 37. Is caught. That's Cobb. Cobb with 4 catches, including a touchdown.
Yeah, just a handoff here to the right.
And that's Jones. Takes it to the 8.
Let's bring down Jordy.
2nd and 6.
No, they got you.
Rodgers. Again, Bennett. He's caught a couple tonight right on the line of scrimmage. Top-notch crew on Thursday Night Football. Rodgers. Open, and it's Nelson again for the touchdown.
You saw that one clear as day here, and it's just a walk-in because somehow Chicago has nobody defending that. And it's the corner outside drives on Martellus Bennett. It's a simple zone. He's in man, which is entirely possible there. Then they need a zone defender to cover him in the corner.
Well, Jordy Nelson had 2 touchdowns on Sunday, 2 of them to Jordy Nelson. Cobb and Adams, the other recipients.
A lot of that is a byproduct of the short field, Jim. I mean, when you get short fields and you throw touchdowns, you only get 10 yards passing.
Here's Howard, who's been contained tonight, other than 1 16-yard carry. Howard again, good block. And then
Big personnel. They know you're going to throw it now, most likely.
3rd and 2. Going to go to Howard. Howard falls for the first. Should have it. Pretty similar storyline as that game. To Cohen. Steps out after 5. Yeah, they turned it over 4 times.
How many guys do they need around the line of scrimmage?
No kidding.
Before you feel like maybe there's too many.
2nd and 6. And Cohen.
The weak side of the field and get on linebackers and let them just kill them.
Got enough for the first down, actually, so Cohen gets another carry. Let me show you something, though. 3.
Snap the ball. 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. It's Cunningham. Oh, nice move by Cunningham. Finds a little seam, takes it to the 35. Ground.
I mean, you got to throw a bootleg or something.
Cunningham. Good tackle by Martinez.
That the coaches and players are going to see that.
2nd and 8. There's Howard, and good run, too. It looked like it had a chance to be. It's the oldest continually operating NFL stadium. That's continual, the key word there. And 3rd and 1 with all kinds of flags.
Well, they ran that bootleg.
Holding. Defense. Number 52. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
You won that bootleg. Loggins, the offensive coordinator for Chicago. 1st and 10. Howard trying to break it outside, but unable to get away from Nick Perry.
And you're going to see a good offensive line before the end of the game.
2nd and 7. Glennon's going to the end zone, and it's incomplete.
His receivers don't help him.
3rd and 7. They pick up the blitz, and he's throwing it away.
Here comes a little bit of a blitz off the edge. Free safety.
first down. Got the first down with Deontay Thompson. Past the 8-minute mark. Cohen is the back on 1st and goal. Cohen,
Look at that cut.
traffic down to the 3.
I don't want you to run this ball right to the left.
Well, they're going to. It's Howard. Goes low, drives the pile, and he's across for the touchdown. This is a kid that was banged up earlier on this drive that started 30 minutes ago.
It's been 30 in real time. It's just a handoff to the left. We call this a duo run or a Sam play, and just fights in there and play. They respect you when you talk.
Extra point is good.
And they're not going to even kick an onside here. They're going to kick.
Yeah, I guess not after you take basically a 9-minute drive. When you're down 4 touchdowns. So they better game.
Green 18, green set.
It's going to be a big one. That division, I think these are the 2 best divisions in ball through 3 games.
The 3rd-year quarterback out of
Green 18,
UCLA.
green set.
Rogers finished for the night. Ooh, look at this. Bootleg. And a completion for no gain.
I find that a lot of backup quarterbacks just want to almost you try and emulate the starter a little bit.
Yeah, they start
See their
taking on.
mannerisms.
Yeah.
Look on their mannerisms.
At 3. Week 4, he has 4. Look out, Dallas. Look out. Justin Vogel.
They better hope they tipped it. If they did, they'll pick the flag up.
No roughing the kicker as the ball is tipped prior to contact.
Packers are out of timeout, so they couldn't. And that would have been one they would have won, clearly. As Cunningham slips for a moment and is gobbled up at the line of scrimmage. Crowd still unhappy about that missed call. And Cunningham plows ahead as we move inside 3 minutes to go. 3rd and 7. Thompson had to get to his feet a little quicker, was unable to.
These safeties blitzed with no respect on 4th and 1. And they just all get around the line of scrimmage.
Howard picks up the first.
Make this game simple. And then Green Bay with the 2 injured at tackle.
There's Cohen. Cohen finally able to find a little room, but a flag, and it might be coming back.
Offense number 46. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Aaron Rodgers went to his first NFL game, and he walked out there and he looked at the NFL quarterback's throw, and he goes, I'm going to have a long career in the NFL.
Yeah.
I remember when I went there.
There's one.
Go ahead. And you know so much information.
I can't do it. That's what you said, huh? I can't do it.
Coaches have ever seen. McCarthy said it, and McCarthy decided to draft Alex Smith instead when he was in San Francisco.
3rd and 15.
But that's not his decision when he was the coordinator. You know, they have a lot
Well,
of
hey,
guys.
the mystery that will go on forever is how much, he fell beyond that.
It's true. I mean, he kept dropping. Now, remember, that was at that time. It's almost like the Baylor stigma, I feel like. That system created the quarterbacks, right? There was all those systems, creating quarterbacks, and that was what Cal did. Tedford did all those great things with those quarterbacks. It was like, oh, it's just the system. Well, Aaron showed you good quarterbacks come from anywhere. And, Alex Smith, give him credit. Unbelievable career, continuing to win, and they might be the best team in the NFL right now.
They are one hot team right now. We'll be seeing them on Thursday Night Football down the road in Oakland. This game finally goes final. Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdown passes. Rookie Aaron Jones scores the other one on a short rush. John Fox and the Bears drop back to 1-3. Packers at 3-1.